Efficiency. It's the lifeblood of improvement. Better, faster, stronger, higher quality, and cheaper. Ever since Ford's assembly line and Carnegie's steel mills, business process improvement has been the difference between success and failure. The year is 1980, ending a stormy decade full of financial troubles. During the 70s, business conditions in the economy were the worst they had been in decades. The oil crisis of 73 and 74 rocked a decade full of wage and price inflation and slow business growth. Big business in America was suffering. Even huge industries like General Motors and Ford were at the mercy of uncontrollable changes in the oil market. If there was ever a time to improve businesses and give them an edge, this would be the time. And soon, there would be. A man named Bill Smith, an engineer working at Motorola, had been working on a statistically derived method to increase efficiency in company processes. He called it Six Sigma, and after he introduced it, it changed the business world. Six Sigma is a method that gives organizations tools to increase efficiency. It improves the capability of business processes and increases performance. But what exactly does Six Sigma mean, and how does one do it? In process control, there's something called a control chart, a litmus test for efficiency. When samples are taken, if the data points are within the control limits, then the process is well controlled. The control limits represent 3 statistical standard deviations from the mean. The philosophy of Six Sigma is this: all work can be viewed as processes that can be defined, measured, analyzed, improved, and controlled. Processes require inputs and produce outputs. If you control the inputs, you control the outputs. And if you do that, then you can put those process controls well within those control limits. In fact, a Six Sigma process is one in which 99.99966% of all opportunities to produce some feature of a part are statistically expected to be free of defects. That's a pretty small margin for error. How does one get to be that efficient? Six Sigma utilizes a rigorous underlying approach known as DMAIC, or DMAIC. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Let's go into that a bit more. Define. Any process can be defined. Any process from delivering mail to making firearms, processing wheat and giving healthcare are processes that can be described. There is no illusory or ethereal part of these processes. Measure. Processes can be measured. The speed of a machine, the mistakes per minute it makes, cars made per hour, the density of the steel of manufactured tools. Every part of a process can be measured, and that's how we can start improving the process. A large problem with many processes is that they are not measured. Some managers may want to improve their processes, but do not realize just how much they can measure. If they haven't defined the key components of their process and found a way to measure them, it will not improve. Analyze. Now it's time to watch. Let the process run. Watch that machine cut the metal. Watch the workers make food and the delivery trucks go, and take notes on everything along the way. When we make an unflinching, deep look into how the process is run, it doesn't take long at all to find the bottlenecks of the process. We see where the process is slow, where it is inefficient, and where we need to improve. Now it's time to improve. Make changes. We've been equipped with many statistical tools: control charts, process mapping, failure mode and effects analysis. We crunch numbers and decide what to change and how to change it, what parts to replace, who to move around, and whether things should be added to or subtracted from a process. Now control. We've made the changes, but one day better does not a better process make. It will take time and effort to ensure the changes we've made will stay that way. Machines need upkeep, parts will break. Unexpected problems will arise, and trained employees will turn back to their old, easier ways. We ensure we spend the time, money, and effort and discipline to ensure we stay on the road to success. Then, we do it again. Define the key processes, find a way to measure them, analyze the process, make actionable changes, and control those changes so they stay more efficient. Thanks for watching.